A very good morning to all of you. So in today's session, we will learn the trick how you will recognize the Line-Weaver-Burk plot. It is one of the important question in your spotting in the practical as well as for the MCQ. Okay. Then how you will remember? First thing you have to know that Line-Weaver-Burk plot. What is the another name of Line-Weaver-Burk plot? It is also known as double reciprocal plot. Okay, so you should know what is the another name of Line-Weaver-Burk plot, that is also known as double reciprocal plot. Why it is known as double reciprocal plot? As we see, when we plot the Line-Weaver-Burk plot, then on x-axis we will put 1 by S, that is 1 by substrate level, and on y-axis we will just put the 1 by V, that is 1 upon velocity. Okay, so these are what? These are the reciprocal of normal substrate and velocity concentration. That's why it is also known as double reciprocal plot. Okay, now the question comes like, they will give you a graph like this and you have to identify what type of inhibition is there. Okay, so trick to remember is that first thing, this red one is without inhibitor and this green one is with inhibitor. How you will remember? The trick to remember is that here it is what? Here two lines are crossing each other, isn't it? If you see, these two lines are what? These two lines are crossing each other. So when two lines crossing each other, then there will be competitive inhibition. If two lines will crossing each other, then what kind of inhibition is there? Competitive inhibition is there. That is C for cross and C for your competitive. Okay. So C for your what? C for your cross and C for your competitive. So by this trick, you can easily remember this Line-Weaver-Burk plot. So when these two lines are crossing each other, cross, C for competitive. Okay. First thing is that. What is the second graph? The second graph, they are asking like that. There are three graphs. One is for competitive, second is non-competitive, and third one is for uncompetitive. Okay. So when two lines are crossing each other, this is a competitive. Now what about your non-competitive? What happened in case of your non-competitive inhibition? So in non-competitive inhibition, what is there? What will be there? So in there is a next inhibition is your non-competitive. Non-competitive. How you will recognize the Line-Weaver-Burk plot in non-competitive inhibition? Okay. So non-competitive inhibition is like that. This is your what? This is your without inhibitor. Okay. This line is your red line is your without inhibitor, and this green one is your with inhibitor. All right. Okay. And graph will be showing like this. Okay. So how you will remember? You just see it. These two lines are what? What about these two lines? These two lines making a V. Isn't it? If you will see, these two lines are what? These two lines are making this kind of V. Okay. So when you will write this N, while you are writing N, if you will see this one type of V, and if you mark, this is another type of V. Isn't it? While you are writing N, you will just see this is one V and this is 2V. One is Sida V and another is Ulta V. So in non-competitive, what comes? V comes. V comes. Isn't it? V. Sida V, Ulta V. Okay. So when two lines are forming V line in Line-Weaver, then it is a non-competitive inhibition. Alright. Now comes your third type of inhibition is that of uncompetitive inhibition. How you will recognize that of uncompetitive inhibition? So what will happen in uncompetitive inhibition? What happened? Uncompetitive, what will be there? In uncompetitive inhibition, this is your without inhibitor. This green line is your without inhibitor, this one. and your red line is your without inhibitor. Okay, this line is your without inhibitor. And what kind of inhibition is that? That of uncompetitive. So how you will remember and how you will know this is uncompetitive? If you will see it, these two lines are what? These two lines are parallel to each other, isn't it? These two lines are what? These two lines are your parallel to each other. Okay. So when lines are parallel to each other, then what type of inhibition is there? Uncompetitive. How you will remember? While you writing U, you will just draw a first two parallel lines. After that, you just making U. Okay, alright. Is that like you was making the U? First you will just draw two parallel lines and after that you will making your U. Okay, so by this trick you can remember when two lines are parallel to each other, then what kind of inhibition is there? That is of uncompetitive. Okay, once again we will just repeat it. When two lines will crossing each other, when two lines will cross each other, what kind of inhibition is there? Competitive inhibition is there. When two lines forming the V-shaped structure, then V-shaped structure, while you will writing the non-competitive N, then one is Sidha V, one is Ulta V. So when the V is formed, then your non-competitive inhibition. And when two lines are parallel to each other, then while you will writing U, you just making two parallel lines. Okay. So when two lines are parallel to each other, what kind of inhibition is there? That is your uncompetitive inhibition. Okay, so by this trick you can easily remember and you can easily recognize what type of inhibition is there in Lineweaver-Burk. Okay, thank you so much.